Are you feeling different lately? Like something big is changing, but you can't quite put your finger on it? You're not alone. Right now, all around the world, people are waking up to a new reality. They're stepping into a higher state of being, and they don't even know it. Today, we're going to talk about something that might sound a bit out there, but stick with me. We're going to explore the 7 signs that show you're ascending to the 5th dimension. Now, I know what you're thinking. The 5th dimension? That sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But hear me out. This isn't about space travel or time warps. It's about a shift in consciousness, a new way of experiencing the world around us. And the best part? You might already be on this amazing journey without even realizing it. Think about it for a second. Have you been feeling more connected to others lately? Or maybe you've noticed that time seems to be moving differently. These could be clues that you're part of something bigger, something truly extraordinary. And today, we're going to uncover what that something is. Before we dive into the signs, let's talk about what the 5th dimension actually is. Imagine our everyday world, the one we can see, touch, and measure. That's the 3rd dimension. It's the physical reality we're all familiar with. Now, the 5th dimension is like an upgrade to that reality. It's a state of being where we're more aware, more connected, and more in tune with the universe around us. In the 5th dimension, things work a bit differently. Time doesn't flow in the same straight line we're used to. Instead, it's more like a pool that we can dip into at any point. Energy and thoughts become more powerful, able to shape our reality in ways we might have thought impossible before. It's a place of higher vibrations, where love and unity are the driving forces. But here's the thing. The 5th dimension isn't a physical place you can visit. It's a state of consciousness, a way of perceiving and interacting with the world. And the exciting part is that more and more people are starting to tap into this higher state of being. Now, you might be wondering, why should I care about all this? What does it mean for me? Well, that's a great question, and it's exactly why understanding these signs is so important. Recognizing that you're ascending to the 5th dimension isn't just about feeling special or different. It's about embracing a whole new way of living and experiencing the world. When you start to notice these signs in your life, it's like being handed a map to a treasure you didn't even know existed. This map can guide you towards greater happiness, deeper connections with others, and a sense of purpose that goes beyond your everyday routine. It's about waking up to the true potential that's been inside you all along. But here's the catch. If you ignore these signs, you might miss out on one of the most incredible journeys of your life. It's like having a superpower and never learning how to use it. You could find yourself feeling stuck, like there's something more out there but you can't quite reach it. And that's a frustrating place to be. This journey of ascension is all about personal growth and spiritual awakening. It's about peeling back the layers of who you thought you were and discovering the amazing being that's been hiding underneath. It's not always easy. In fact, it can be downright challenging at times. But the rewards are beyond anything you could imagine. As we go through each of the 7 signs, I want you to keep an open mind. Some of these might resonate with you right away. Others might seem strange or unfamiliar. That's okay. Everyone's journey is unique, and you might be experiencing some signs more strongly than others. The important thing is to stay curious and pay attention to what's happening in your life. Remember, this isn't about changing who you are. It's about becoming more of who you truly are. It's about stepping into your power and embracing a new way of being in the world. So, are you ready to discover if you're on this incredible journey to the 5th dimension? Let's dive in and explore the first sign together. Have you ever had one of those days where time seems to fly by in the blink of an eye? Or maybe you've experienced the opposite. Moments that seem to stretch on forever, full of richness and detail? If you've been noticing changes in how you experience time, you might be tapping into one of the key signs of 5th dimensional consciousness. In our normal 3D world, time marches on in a pretty straightforward way. Seconds become minutes, minutes become hours, and so on. But as you start to ascend to higher levels of consciousness, your relationship with time begins to shift. You might find yourself losing track of time more often, especially when you're doing something you love or when you're in a deep state of meditation or flow. This isn't about becoming forgetful or less productive. Instead, It's about stepping out of the rigid constraints of clock time and into a more fluid, natural rhythm. You might notice that you're able to get more done in less time, or that you're better able to be present in the moment without worrying about the past or future. Here's an example of how this might show up in your life. Let's say you're working on a project you're really passionate about. You sit down to work, and before you know it, hours have passed. But instead of feeling tired or drained, you feel energized and inspired. It's as if you've tapped into a timeless state where your creativity flows freely. Or maybe you've had the experience of time seeming to slow down during a beautiful sunset or a heartfelt conversation with a friend. These moments of timelessness are glimpses into the fifth dimensional perspective, where the present moment expands and deepens. As you notice this shift in your perception of time, try not to judge it or force it. Simply observe how time feels different in various situations. You might want to start keeping a journal to track these experiences. Over time, you may notice patterns emerging, giving you a clearer picture of how your relationship with time is evolving. Remember, this shift in time perception isn't about losing touch with reality. You'll still need to show up for appointments and meet deadlines. But you might find that you're able to navigate these temporal demands with more ease and grace, flowing with time rather than feeling controlled by it. This new relationship with time can be incredibly freeing. It can help you let go of stress and anxiety about the future and release regrets about the past. Instead, you'll find yourself more fully engaged in the present moment, where all your power truly lies. As we move forward, keep this first sign in mind. Notice how it might be showing up in your life, even in subtle ways. And get ready, because our next sign is going to take us even deeper into the experience of fifth dimensional consciousness. Have you ever had a gut feeling about something that turned out to be spot on? Or maybe you've thought about a friend right before they called. These experiences of intuition and synchronicity are common for all of us from time to time. But if you're ascending to the fifth dimension, you might notice these abilities becoming stronger and more frequent. In the fifth dimension, the barriers between our conscious mind and the wider consciousness of the universe start to thin. This means that information and insights can flow more easily to us, often in the form of intuitive hunches, vivid dreams, or even psychic experiences. Now, when we talk about psychic abilities, we're not necessarily talking about reading minds or predicting the future, although those things can happen. More often, it's about becoming more attuned to the subtle energies around you. You might find that you're more easily able to pick up on other people's emotions, even if they're trying to hide them. Or you might start to notice patterns and connections in your life that you never saw before. Here's what this might look like in everyday life. Let's say you're trying to make a decision about a new job opportunity. In the past, you might have made a pros and cons list and tried to figure it out logically. But now, you might find that you have a clear, intuitive sense of which choice is right for you. It's not that logic goes out the window. It's more that your intuition and your rational mind start working together in harmony. Or maybe you've started having dreams that seem especially vivid or meaningful. You might wake up with insights about your life or solutions to problems you've been struggling with. This is another way that your expanding consciousness might be trying to communicate with you. It's important to note that these abilities aren't about gaining power over others or seeing into the future. Instead, they're tools to help you navigate your life with more clarity and alignment. They're about tapping into the wider field of consciousness that we're all a part of and using that connection to guide your choices and actions. As you start to notice your intuition growing stronger, it's natural to feel a mix of excitement and uncertainty. After all, we live in a world that often values hard facts over intuitive knowing. But learning to trust your inner guidance is a crucial part of the ascension process. Pay attention to your first impressions. Often, your initial gut reaction to a person or situation is your intuition speaking to you. Practice meditation or quiet contemplation. This can help you tune out the noise of the outside world and listen to your inner voice. Keep a dream journal. Write down your dreams as soon as you wake up and look for patterns or messages over time. Trust your body. Our bodies often know things before our minds do. Pay attention to how your body feels in different situations. Act on your intuitive hunches when it's safe to do so. The more you act on your intuition and see positive results, the more you'll trust it. Remember, developing your intuition is a process. It's okay if you don't always get it right. The important thing is to stay open and keep practicing. Over time, you'll likely find that your intuitive abilities become a valuable guide in your life. As we continue to explore the signs of ascension to the fifth dimension, keep in mind that everyone's experience is unique. You might resonate strongly with some signs and less with others. That's perfectly normal. The ascension process is deeply personal, and it unfolds differently for each of us. Now, let's move on to our third sign, which is all about a fundamental shift in how you see yourself and the world around you. As you continue on your journey of ascension, you might start to notice a significant change in how you perceive yourself and your relationship to the world around you. This is what we call a sense of oneness, and it's a key characteristic of fifth-dimensional consciousness. In our everyday 3D reality, we tend to see ourselves as separate individuals, distinct from the people and environment around us. We have our own thoughts, feelings, and experiences that seem to belong solely to us. But as you shift into higher states of consciousness, this sense of separation begins to dissolve. You might start to feel a deep connection to everything around you. The boundaries between you and not you become less rigid. This doesn't mean you lose your individuality or your unique perspective. Instead, it's more like your sense of self expands to include more of the world around you. Here's what this might look like in practice. You might be walking in nature and suddenly feel a profound connection to the trees, the grass, even the rocks beneath your feet. It's not just that you appreciate their beauty. You actually feel a sense of unity with them, as if you're all part of the same living system. Or maybe you're in a crowd of people, and instead of feeling overwhelmed or isolated, you feel a wave of compassion and connection to everyone around you. You might intuitively understand that despite our apparent differences, we're all expressions of the same universal consciousness. This sense of oneness often comes with a deep feeling of love and compassion. As you start to see yourself in others and in the world around you, it becomes natural to care for everything as you would care for yourself. This can lead to profound changes in how you interact with others and how you treat the environment. It's important to understand that this sense of oneness isn't just a nice feeling. It's a fundamental shift in perception that can change how you live your life. When you truly internalize the idea that we're all connected, it can transform your relationships, your work, and your sense of purpose. Increased empathy. You might find yourself more easily understanding and feeling others' emotions, even if they're different from your own. A desire to help others. As you recognize your connection to all beings, you might feel a stronger urge to contribute to the well-being of others and the planet. Less judgment. When you see everyone as part of the same whole, it becomes harder to judge others harshly. You might find yourself becoming more accepting and compassionate. A sense of peace. Understanding your place in the larger tapestry of life can bring a deep sense of peace and contentment. Synchronicities. You might start noticing more coincidences or meaningful connections in your life, as if the universe is communicating with you. It's worth noting that this shift in perception doesn't happen overnight. It's usually a gradual process, with moments of profound insight interspersed with times when you might fall back into old patterns of thinking. That's completely normal. The key is to stay open to these experiences of oneness when they come, and to nurture them through practices like meditation, spending time in nature, or engaging in acts of kindness and service. As you cultivate this sense of oneness, you might find that your priorities in life start to shift. Things that once seemed incredibly important, like accumulating wealth or achieving status, might start to feel less significant. Instead, you might find yourself drawn to experiences and actions that nurture your connection to others and to the world around you. This doesn't mean you have to give up your goals or ambitions. Rather, it's about approaching your life from a more holistic perspective. You might find new ways to pursue your passions that also contribute to the well-being of others and the planet. For example, if you're a business person, you might start looking for ways to make your business more sustainable and socially responsible. If you're an artist, you might feel inspired to create work that speaks to our shared human experience. Whatever your path in life, this growing sense of oneness can infuse it with new meaning and purpose. It's also important to remember that experiencing this sense of oneness doesn't mean you'll never feel separate or alone again. We're still living in a 3D world, and it's natural to move back and forth between different states of consciousness. The goal isn't to permanently transcend our human experience, but to bring more of this fifth-dimensional awareness into our everyday lives. As we continue to explore the signs of ascension to the fifth dimension, remember that this is a journey, not a destination. Each of these signs represents a shift in consciousness that can profoundly impact how you experience life. But it's not about reaching some perfect state of enlightenment. It's about gradually expanding your awareness and bringing more light and love into your daily existence. In our next sections, we'll explore more signs of this ascension process. Each of these signs builds on the others, creating a fuller picture of what it means to shift into fifth-dimensional consciousness. As we go through them, continue to reflect on your own experiences. You might be surprised to discover how many of these signs are already showing up in your life. Remember, there's no rush and no competition in this process. Your journey is uniquely yours, unfolding at exactly the right pace for you. The most important thing is to stay open, curious, and compassionate with yourself as you navigate these changes. Now, let's move on to our fourth sign, which involves a fascinating shift in how your body interacts with the world around it. Have you been feeling different lately? Not just emotionally, but physically too? As you move towards fifth-dimensional consciousness, you might start noticing some interesting changes in your energy and how your body feels. This is a big part of the ascension process, and it can be both exciting and a little confusing at first. In the 3D world, we're used to thinking of our bodies as solid and separate from everything else. But in higher dimensions, energy becomes more important than physical matter. As you start a shift, you might become more aware of the energy flowing through and around you. One of the first things you might notice is that you feel more sensitive to energy. This could show up in different ways. Maybe you start feeling uncomfortable in crowded places because you're picking up on everyone's emotions. Or you might find that certain foods or environments that never bothered you before now feel off or draining. On the flip side, you might also start feeling really good in certain places or around certain people. It's like they give you an energy boost just by being near them. This is because you're becoming more attuned to the vibrations around you. You might also notice changes in how your own body feels. Some people describe feeling lighter, as if gravity doesn't have the same hold on them. Others talk about feeling tingles or warmth in different parts of their body, especially around their head or heart. These sensations are often a sign that your energy centers, or chakras, are opening up and aligning. Sleep patterns can change too. You might find that you need less sleep than before, or that your sleep is deeper and more refreshing. Some people experience periods of insomnia, often waking up in the early hours of the morning feeling wide awake and energized. Heightened senses, colors might seem brighter, sounds clearer, or smells more intense. Changes in appetite. You might crave healthier, lighter foods or feel drawn to a plant-based diet. Increased synchronicities. You might notice more meaningful coincidences in your life. Physical sensations. You could feel warmth, tingling, or pressure in different parts of your body, especially the crown of your head or the center of your forehead. Electrical sensitivity. You might notice electronics acting strangely around you, like lights flickering or batteries draining quickly. It's important to remember that these changes are normal and nothing to be afraid of. They're signs that your body is adjusting to hold more light and higher vibrations. However, if you're experiencing any severe or concerning symptoms, it's always a good idea to check with a healthcare provider. As you go through these changes, be gentle with yourself. Your body is doing important work, so give it the care and rest it needs. Drink plenty of water, spend time in nature, and listen to what your body is telling you. This might mean changing your diet, getting more rest, or finding new ways to relax and recharge. Remember, everyone's experience is unique. You might feel some of these changes strongly, while others might be more subtle. The key is to stay aware and open to what you're experiencing. As you become more attuned to your energy, you'll likely find that you have more control over how you feel and how you interact with the world around you. As you continue on your journey to fifth-dimensional consciousness, you might find yourself going through a big cleanup process. This isn't about tidying your house, although you might feel the urge to do that too. It's about clearing out old beliefs, habits, and ways of thinking that no longer serve you. Think of it like this. To move into a new home, you need to pack up and sort through all your stuff. You decide what to keep, what to give away, and what to throw out. The ascension process is similar, but instead of physical items, you're dealing with emotional and mental stuff. You might start noticing thoughts and beliefs that you've held for a long time suddenly don't feel right anymore. Maybe you always thought you had to struggle to succeed, but now you're questioning that idea. Or perhaps you're realizing that some of your relationships aren't as healthy as you thought. This process can feel uncomfortable at times. It's not easy to let go of things we believed for a long time, even if they're not good for us. You might experience mood swings, feel extra sensitive, or have old memories and emotions come up unexpectedly. Questioning your beliefs. You start to wonder why you believe certain things and if they're really true. Changes in relationships. You might feel drawn to new people and less connected to some old friends. Desire for authenticity. You feel a strong urge to be true to yourself, even if it means going against what others expect. Emotional ups and downs. You might experience intense emotions as old feelings come up to be released. Changing interests. Things you used to enjoy might not interest you anymore, while new passions emerge. This releasing process is a natural and important part of ascension. It's making space for new, higher vibrations to come in. But it's not always easy. Here are some tips to help you through. Be patient with yourself. This process takes time, and it's okay to take it slow. Practice self-care. Give yourself extra love and care during this time. Journal or talk to someone you trust. Expressing your thoughts and feelings can help you process them. Meditate or spend quiet time in nature. This can help you stay grounded and centered. Remember that it's okay to let go. Releasing old patterns doesn't mean the past wasn't important. It's just making room for your future. As you go through this process, you might feel like you're losing parts of yourself. But really, you're uncovering your true self. You're letting go of limitations and opening up to new possibilities. It's like clearing away clouds to reveal the bright sky that was always there. As you shift towards fifth-dimensional consciousness, you might find yourself asking some big questions. What's my purpose? Why am I here? How can I make a difference in the world? This growing desire for purpose and meaning is another important sign of ascension. In the 3D world, we often focus on external goals, getting a good job, making money, buying a house. These things are important, but as you ascend, you might find they're not enough anymore. You start to crave something deeper, something that connects you to a bigger picture. This shift can show up in different ways. Maybe you're feeling restless in your current job, even if it's successful by normal standards. Or perhaps you're looking at your daily routine and wondering, is this all there is? You might feel a strong pull to do something meaningful, something that helps others or contributes to the world in a positive way. Career changes. You might feel drawn to work that helps people or the planet, even if it means a big change. Volunteering. You find yourself wanting to give back to your community or support causes you care about. Learning and growth. You're hungry for new knowledge, especially about spiritual or personal development topics. Creativity. You feel inspired to express yourself through art, writing, music, or other creative outlets. Simplifying. You might want to simplify your life, focusing on what truly matters to you. This search for purpose can be exciting, but it can also be challenging. You might feel frustrated if you're not sure what your purpose is or how to pursue it. Remember, finding your purpose is a journey, not a destination. It's okay if you don't have all the answers right away. Follow your interests. Pay attention to what excites you or makes you lose track of time. Reflect on your values. What's most important to you? How can you align your life with these values? Consider your unique gifts. What are you naturally good at? How could you use these talents to help others? Start small. You don't have to change everything at once. Look for small ways to bring more meaning into your daily life. Stay open. Your purpose might reveal itself in unexpected ways. Stay open to new opportunities and experiences. As you connect with your purpose, you might find that your whole perspective on life shifts. Things that used to bother you might not seem as important anymore. You might feel more peaceful and fulfilled, even if your external circumstances haven't changed much. Remember, your purpose doesn't have to be something huge or world-changing. It could be as simple as bringing more kindness into your daily interactions or nurturing your family with love. What matters is that it feels authentic and meaningful to you. This growing sense of purpose is a beautiful part of the ascension process. It's about aligning your life with your highest self and with the greater good. As you continue on this journey, you'll likely find that your actions become more intentional, your relationships more meaningful, and your life more fulfilling. Throughout all these changes, the energy shifts, the releasing of old patterns, and the search for purpose. Remember to be kind to yourself. This is a profound transformation, and it takes time. Trust the process and trust yourself. You're on an amazing journey of growth and awakening, and each step is bringing you closer to your true, radiant self. As you continue your journey towards fifth dimensional consciousness, you might start noticing a significant shift in your awareness. It's like waking up from a dream and seeing the world with new eyes. This heightened awareness is a key sign that you're ascending to a higher state of being. In our everyday 3D world, we often go through life on autopilot. We get caught up in our routines, our worries, and our to-do lists. But as you shift to higher consciousness, you start to break free from this trance-like state. You become more present, more aware of the world around you and your inner experiences. This heightened awareness can show up in many ways. Mindfulness. You find yourself naturally more present in the moment, fully engaged in whatever you're doing. Clarity of thought. Your mind feels clearer, and you're able to see situations from multiple perspectives. Increased observation. You notice small details you might have missed before, both in your environment and in your own thoughts and feelings. Expanded perception. You might start perceiving energy fields or auras around people and objects. Deeper understanding. You gain insights into the interconnectedness of all things and the deeper meaning behind events in your life. This shift in awareness can be both exciting and overwhelming. You might find yourself noticing things that others don't seem to see or feeling emotions more intensely. It's like your senses have been turned up to high volume. You notice synchronicities more often, those meaningful coincidences that seem to carry a message. You become more aware of your thoughts and can observe them without getting caught up in them. You feel more connected to nature and can sense the life energy in plants and animals. You pick up on subtle cues in conversations and can read between the lines more easily. You have moments of profound insight or sudden understanding about life's big questions. This increased awareness isn't just about perceiving more, it's also about understanding more. You might find that you're able to see the bigger picture in situations, understanding how different events and people are connected. This can lead to greater compassion and wisdom in how you interact with the world. However, this heightened awareness can also be challenging at times. You might feel overwhelmed by all the information you're taking in, or find it hard to relate to people who don't seem to see things the way you do. Here are some tips to help you navigate this. Practice grounding techniques. Spend time in nature, do physical activities, or meditate to help you stay centered. Set boundaries. It's okay to take breaks from social situations or limit your exposure to negative media if you're feeling overwhelmed. Find like-minded people. Connect with others who are on a similar journey. They can offer support and understanding. Journal. Writing down your experiences and insights can help you process them. Take care of your physical health. A healthy diet, regular exercise, and good sleep habits can help you manage increased sensitivity. Remember, this heightened awareness is a gift. It's allowing you to experience life more fully and understand yourself and the world around you on a deeper level. As you continue to grow and ascend, you'll likely find that this awareness becomes a natural part of how you navigate the world. If you've been nodding along as we've gone through these signs, you might be wondering, what now? Recognizing that you're ascending to fifth dimensional consciousness is just the beginning. The next step is learning how to navigate this new way of being. First and foremost, be patient with yourself. This is a big shift, and it doesn't happen overnight. You might have days where you feel incredibly connected and aware, followed by days where you feel like you've taken a step back. This is normal. The ascension process isn't linear. It's more like a spiral, where you revisit themes but each time from a higher perspective. Meditate regularly. Meditation can help you stay centered and connected to your higher self. Even just a few minutes a day can make a big difference. Spend time in nature. The natural world can help you feel grounded and connected. Take walks in the park, garden, or simply sit outside and observe the world around you. Practice self-care. Your body and mind are going through a lot of changes. Make sure you're getting enough rest, eating nourishing foods, and taking time for activities that bring you joy. Keep learning. Read books on spirituality and consciousness, attend workshops, or join online communities of like-minded individuals. The more you understand about what you're experiencing, the easier it becomes to navigate. Trust your intuition. As your awareness expands, you'll likely find that your intuition becomes stronger. Learn to trust these inner nudges and act on them. Express yourself creatively. Whether it's through art, writing, music, or dance, creative expression can help you process your experiences and connect with your higher self. Practice compassion, both for yourself and others. Remember that everyone is on their own journey, and what you're experiencing might be very different from those around you. Stay grounded. With all these new experiences and insights, it's important to stay connected to the physical world. Engage in physical activities, spend time with loved ones, and take care of your everyday responsibilities. Seek support. Whether it's from a spiritual mentor, a therapist, or a support group, having people you can talk to about your experiences can be incredibly helpful. Keep a journal. Writing down your experiences, insights, and questions can help you track your progress and make sense of what you're going through. Remember, there's no one right way to ascend. Your journey is unique to you. What works for someone else might not work for you, and that's okay. The key is to stay open, curious, and committed to your growth. As we wrap up our exploration of the 7 signs you're ascending to the 5th dimension, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Maybe you've recognized some of these signs in your life, or perhaps you're just starting to become aware of these shifts. Wherever you are on your path, know that you're exactly where you need to be. The ascension process is a profound journey of personal and spiritual growth. It's about expanding your consciousness, connecting with your higher self, and aligning with the greater flow of the universe. It's not always easy. In fact, it can be downright challenging at times. But it's also incredibly rewarding. As you continue on this path, remember that you're not alone. More and more people around the world are awakening to higher states of consciousness. We're part of a global shift, a collective evolution of human consciousness. Your individual journey is part of this larger movement, and every step you take towards higher awareness contributes to the whole. Whether you're experiencing all of these signs or just a few, trust that you're on the right path. The very fact that you're interested in this topic and have read this far is a sign that you're ready for this journey. Trust your inner guidance, stay open to new experiences, and be kind to yourself along the way. Remember, ascending to the 5th dimension isn't about leaving your human experience behind. It's about bringing more light, love, and consciousness into your everyday life. It's about living with greater awareness, compassion, and purpose. As you continue to grow and evolve, you'll likely find that your life becomes richer, more meaningful, and more joyful in ways you might never have imagined. So, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep shining your light. The world needs your unique gifts and your awakened consciousness. You're on an incredible journey, and the best is yet to come.